First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming on today. I know there's a lot of things that we could be doing in any given day, so I appreciate you spending some time with me this afternoon. What we'd like to do is a few things. One is make sure that you're comfortable with the protocol for the Tru Energy. This is a starter class, so I'll make sure to spend lots of time on the protocol itself and the products and how to use the products and how to get the best results possible. As well as after the webinar, Cindy will send out a 9-minute video, which is just me doing the protocol. So don't worry if you don't catch it all. That 9-minute video enables you to really just pop that up and not have to go through this whole webinar and watch, for the part where I do the protocol. So the 9 minutes is kind of a beginning length of time that it should take to do the protocol. Once you get comfortable with it, and you can do it while you're lying in bed or watching TV, you can do that in 7.5 minutes. So let's go ahead and start with a few things. I do also want to make sure that I can get to some before and after photos, because I think those are the areas, well, one, it's super encouraging to just see everybody and everyday results that people are getting, and also because we're able to focus on a specific area, and I can show you the benefits of a jawline and the benefits of the frown line and between the eyebrows and forehead and things like that, under the eyes. So I can point out those different areas, and I'll do that when I'm also talking about the different steps on the protocol too. We'll go over just a couple of, we'll go over the skincare line itself, making sure that what you see here is also what you got, just to make sure that you did get the booklet and the wand and things like that. Pretty sure you'd know if you were missing the wand, but we want to just make sure that you got everything that you're supposed to. And then we'll also talk a little bit about our VIP Tru U and what the benefits of that are, and how to get the best and lowest price for when you continue to use the product. And that's really helpful too, because sometimes you fall in love with something and then you realize that it's going to be real difficult to get it, or it's going to cost a lot. We really encourage the use over time, because it's more about how you eat or what you use on your skin. We want you to use nice healthy stuff on your skin as well. And then so let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with what you got in your Tru Energy product. So you would have gotten a set like this with the instruction booklet, the 5 pieces, the wand, and then also an ingredient list. And so inside that, again, you've got your instruction booklet on the system. This is really just specific ingredients as well as some features that you received in there. And then you will have received a daily cleanser, a scrub that you're using 2 to 3 times a week, a daily treatment, a nighttime treatment, and the favorite serum. Also the wand. The wand has a battery in it, and you can see there's an on-off switch right near the center. So you'll turn it to turn it on, and then turn it the opposite way, counterclockwise, to turn it off. And it's just one little click. Otherwise, you're unscrewing that to put that battery in. Okay. All right. Okay, so some people have, kind of waited to get started. Some people have gotten started. So I'll be excited to get your questions for sure. I also want to make sure this, this is for you. You get what what you need to get out of this. So with the protocol, I'm so excited because I'll tell you, one of the things that really got me excited about developing the Tru Energy system was my own story. And I think that some of y'all have heard my story and some have not. But I actually was really, really sick in my 20s with Crohn's disease, and I had injured my back in my 40s. And by the time I hit 49 and I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my gosh, when did that happen? I looked tired. My skin integrity was bad. My muscle integrity was bad. You know, I looked way, way older than my years. I mean, I was just turning 50 and I felt like I was just, you know, really showing all of my stresses. I was showing my pain stress between my eyebrows. I was showing my constant, you know, disappointment and just that frown, and, you know, having to work and go and lay down on the couch with an ice pack. And it was challenging, and it was difficult. And then looking in the mirror and just not feeling really good about who I was. And here I was like a healthcare professional that, you know, I practiced what I preached, and to be able to not feel good about how I was healing, you know, on the outside. I mean, I was healing on the inside. I got my back better. Excuse me. The Crohn's, I've not had, you know, I've not had an issue with Crohn's since I was in, you know, in my late 20s, early 30s. So, but I just wasn't repairing on the outside. And so with the Tru Energy, it wasn't about just using a really good skincare cream. And that was really important to me as well, is I wanted all natural. Again, I practice what I preach. So I wanted to make sure that I was using something all natural. I didn't find a lot of the heavy oily based products worked. I found that they clogged my pores, made my skin really thick, things like that. So I didn't, you know, I really wasn't finding anything. And if I don't find anything, it's hard for me to stay on a routine. You know, if I don't like it. So I was really not doing great with my skincare routine either. So I went to work, and I went to work to not only figure out what is a really good skincare product that I want to use, but I actually even started with the wand. And I started with the wand because I had been using the wand in my practice for treating acupuncture meridians and pain and things like that. And I also was, you know, familiar with the structure of the face and the aging process and things like that. So I decided to try and program with frequencies my wands that I had been using in the office, and really kind of gear them towards the things that the face needs in the whole anti-aging process. So as I was going through the process and realizing what was so significant about our aging process and why that happens, and why it happens earlier versus later versus, you know, some people, you know, show it a lot earlier. And those, a lot of times, those stressors that just become fixed and frozen in our signs of it from expression, and those expressions being, you know, how we feel like life has been for us. So with the wand, I knew that there was areas in the face that were not just about sagging, but also just losing integrity or muscle elasticity, so that the muscles, for example, the muscles of the neck became contracted and dried out, and the muscles through here became contracted with just those facial expressions, because they don't have anything to oppose it. So with the neck, you're holding the bowling ball and doing all of this stuff, and so it just gets tighter until the skin is sagging and it looks creepy. So with the jaw right here, the one is the neck. When it gets tight, that muscle wraps up and attaches here, so it drags the face down with it, like the whole side of the face. And then these muscles become really tight, and you end up with what people call the witch's chin, because everything pulls up and pulls down because of these strong muscles through here. And then these muscles become really tight too, because, you know, I have a lot of expression, and I you know, scrunch my eyes and lift my eyes, and so all these muscles become tighter and tighter. So it's more the muscles that become tight than the muscles that become loose. Now, once we've kind of really worked with increasing in the integrity of those muscles, and we're lengthening those, then we have the opportunity for the muscles that need to pop up. Plus, with using the wand, we're talking about, you know, putting the energy and increasing the chi, or the vitality of the face as well. So we're not just, you know, here's a pencil and being able to push up on these points. We're talking about different frequencies and energy, and the collagen production and repair, and actually even fat repair that helps to, you know, get that apple back right here, and just have that, you know, the skin be able to pop with that integrity. So with putting all of that together, you know, the skincare cream was really, really important to me to go along with the wand. And so with the skincare cream, what's important is that you can get a lot of products that say they have really great ingredients in it, but it doesn't make a difference what the ingredients are. It makes a difference of the concentration of the ingredients. So there's something called active ingredients, and an active ingredient means the concentration of the ingredient is at that percentage that enables it to get the results that the company, that the lab created when they made that individual ingredient. So bottom line is that if you're going to get collagen repair at 30% or 50% in 45 days, and there's one specific ingredient that company wants to prove that, what happens is that they'll test it at different concentrations. So maybe at 25%, you get those results, but at 2%, you're not even close to getting those results. So in other words, if you are reading the back of a cream, it doesn't make a difference what the ingredients are. If they're not active, they're not effective. So they're just fillers, right? So with this Tru Energy, that was really important for me, is to have as many ingredients as active, at those active percentages that make a difference. And then of course, each one of the skincare has a little green bead in it as well. Now it's not sitting on the top, it's on the bottom, but I wanted to just show you that each one of those has a little green bead in it. And so that little green bead is also energized with frequencies that are designed to potentiate not only the ingredients, but the effect of the ingredients with the wand. So a lot of thought went into the process. And, when I did the clinical trials with Dr. Pugliese, huge guy in the business, well respected, has done really high-end companies, and he was really impressed with the results we were getting with Tru Energy. He couldn't really even quite understand why it was that, I see the question, why it was that I was getting the results that I was getting. And what he didn't understand is he didn't understand the frequency concept. And that's what really makes the difference. So the little green bead is a glass bead. It's a green glass bead. So I'm guessing you're asking what the material is. So it's glass. So with this skincare, let's go over, let's just go over how to use the product and what the features are in that. And so the first one is the gentle clarifying facial cleanser. This is a daily cleanser. It's intended to be able to use on a daily basis. What was important to me, again, is a cleanser that hydrates as well. I don't believe that a cleanser to work needs to strip. So I definitely have, like, if this particular cleanser is features like a natural safflower oleosome. The oleosome is a specific technology, and that technology is it's a natural emulsifier, so that you don't need soaps to help that to emulsify into a cream. It also, that oleosome technology helps to hold all of those ingredients in a nice little tight seed, if you will, so that it helps to deliver the moisture on a deeper level. So what the part of it is that the natural cleanser is it's the multi-fruit acid cleanser. So it has a natural beta hydroxy acid, and these are help to break those dead skin bonds, but gently, over time. So if you're using it twice a day daily, you're keeping up on that, and you're not needing to strip the skin to be able to really get the place where you can make sure that you're getting a nice, clean, new skin without damaging that outer skin, which protects us. So that actually kind of takes us to the deep. So this is a deep purifying facial scrub. And so what's different about this is, well, one, it has that oleosome technology as well. Super important. In fact, actually, I reverse those. The multi-fruit cleanser has a sweet almond oleosome, and the scrub, has the safflower oleosome, but they both have that really hydrating factor. So what's different about the cleanser, or the scrub, is that it has jojoba beads. Jojoba beads are perfectly round spheres that are an ester. So an ester, when it gets wet, dissolves a little bit, teeny little bit at a time. One thing that's really important with the, that I want to show you with the scrub is how much you use. Sometimes it's kind of a square inch process. So if you only use this much, you're not going to get enough beads to be able to really work the different areas. So I keep this in my shower because it's the best place for me to be able to use it 2 to 3 times per week. But you want to use a good amount so that when you have that in on your face, you're getting really good coverage on those seeds. It's a larger container. It's a 4-ounce container, so that should last you the 60 days no problem. It's really designed to do 45 to 60 days, depending on how much you use and whether you use it 2 times per week or 3 times per week. As far as the cleanser has a nice pump that enables you to use a good sized pump with not having to pump. So you, again, with the cleanser, you want to make sure that you're getting that nice thick cream in the areas and crevices, and that you've got enough on your hand for it to be able to go into the pores as well. So between those two, nice, gentle, and hydrating, I think they're definitely people's favorites for really getting that clean feeling without feeling dry and sensitive. You know how when you use soap, your skin feels really tight and dry and sensitive, so it hydrates as well. And so then the protective therapeutic daytime treatment, all of the creams are actually called treatments because they are actually treatments. Sometimes if you have really damaged skin, you'll feel that day and night in the serum because it's such high active ingredients. So the day cream is a beautiful light scent. It absorbs quickly enough so that if you want to move on your day, if you're putting on makeup, that you can put on makeup afterwards. It has a featured patented stem cell liposome therapy. So this is what's really important about that. It's regenerative to the collagen and elastin cell production. So one of the things that a lot of times people think is that they could use a cream that has collagen in it. Our body doesn't use collagen through the skin. That's an internal thing that your body has to be able to utilize. So what has to happen in a good skincare is you have to have a skincare that actually promotes the production of pro-collagen and pro-elastin. So that's what that does. That's really important. It has the natural UV protection. It has a probiotic in it to balance your skin's pH and bacteria. So lots of other ingredients in it. Super hydrating. Let's go to the rejuvenative nighttime treatment. So the nighttime treatment with this one, it's much heavier and a little bit, it doesn't absorb as quickly. It's designed to hydrate throughout the night. So it has active ingredients like resveratrol, which is really important for repairing the DNA, the end of the DNA cells and things like that, and just cell integrity. It's a non-acid anti-aging complex that helps for mitochondrial and DNA protection, cellular rejuvenation, again, that pro-collagen, pro-elastin production. It's got a broad spectrum instant and long-term hydration complex. So it's got a vitamin cocktail and an antioxidant, a restorative antioxidant cocktail. Beautiful, beautiful nighttime cream. And then the serum, which is everybody's favorite, no scent to the serum so that it's not competing with anything. It goes generally, if you're not using the protocol, it's going to go underneath the skin. Underneath whatever cream or treatment that you're using. So it goes closest to the skin. When you're doing the protocol, you get enough product penetration through those first 13 steps of the protocol that when you do use the serum in the last part of the protocol, you're getting everything you need out of that. One of my favorite ingredients in this is the Avena sativa, which is a skin tightening agent, which just feels so amazing. It makes your face feel like it's lifted and popped. It's really, really beautiful. It's got different polypeptide anti-aging factors to it. The polypeptides are really important because that's the information that your body needs to be able to repair. So it's definitely an advanced anti-aging treatment. It's got the full spectrum hydrating complex and lipid repair. And lipid repair is really important because we've got, you know, good fat that we tend to lose. So we need to be able to increase the good fat, get rid of the inflammation in the bad fat. Okay. All right. So now that we've talked a little bit about each of the ingredients, let's go ahead into the protocol. So you have a booklet that came with your protocol, and what we're going to do is go over the angle of the wand, the tip of the wand, the pressure of the wand, things like that that enable us to be able to get the maximum results out of that. So first, we're going to make sure that we've done the scrub 2 to 3 times a week. If you have a buildup of dead skin on your cells, if you've been using a lot of oil to try to hydrate your skin, you may find that when you start using the system that you might actually have some flaking or peeling. It's not peeling of your skin, it's peeling of those dead layers on the top, because what you're doing is going to really cut through that oil. It may take a little bit of time. It's important to know what products are hydrating and what products feel like they're hydrating but are actually clogging the pores. So daily cleanser, so you've completed that, and now we're going to, I'm going to go ahead and use, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to use the night cream. So with the night cream, when you first start using the protocol, some people have definitely said that they feel like their skin feels like it's absorbing the creams really quickly. That's just your skin needing repair. So there's definitely some variations in how long the product lasts. That's always a question that we get, and it's the hardest question to answer. But this is what most of the Tru Energy customers tell me. When they first start using the product, they'll use it in 30 days. As their skin starts to repair, so that's maybe 2 months, then they can start decreasing it to 45, and as their skin becomes healthier and healthier, it can easily last the 60 days. And it's super easy to tell whether you're using enough cream or not. If you're not, then your skin is just soaking it up and you're getting a lot of drag with the wand. And as your skin starts repairing, you'll be using the same amount. You're going, whoa, I need to start cutting back a little bit because I'm not, I've got great coverage. So when you first start, sometimes what I'll have people do is, and I've had a couple of customers tell me that they do this as well, is that instead of rubbing the cream in on some of the places, to just very lightly put it on so that they feel like they're not getting too much penetration before they start the protocol. And so you can see I'm kind of tapping, so it's still pretty heavy on my skin. So now I'm going to take the wand, and in my booklet I'm going to start at 1, and at 1 through 6 is the first part of that. That's the lymphatic drainage. Super important in this process because it helps to detox. Moving the lymphatic drainage detoxes your skin. So really important part. A lot of times people want to skip it, but it's kind of like I want to skip eating healthy and go to as if I were on maintenance, or I don't know that. So it's really important to be able to detox first. Got to get rid of the bad before you put in the good. So on this one, the 10 clockwise is on that subclavial area, and this is where the portals are for the lymphatic system. So you're essentially just opening those portals, and then the first 6 steps on the lymphatic, we're going down. Very counterintuitive to go down, so you need to be very, very gentle. You don't want to drag the skin down. That's really counterproductive as well as counterintuitive. So with the going down, you're going to use the edge of the wand, and very gently, you can see I'm holding the wand just kind of like loose in my hand. So when I'm going down like this, that I'm not dragging my skin at all. And we're being super, super gentle, so I don't have to worry about the front of my throat being a tender spot. So that's 10 times. So that's 3 times. So you're essentially doing all the way across once and twice and 3 times, okay? And then with step 3, you're doing the jawline. So you're essentially doing nice and gentle as what, let me see if I can show you there. Nice and gentle, 10 times on each side. I feel like I can do it a lot more controlled this way, so I prefer this way, 10 times on each side. And then when you're doing the sides of the face, on step 4, you're doing down, but make sure you can see I'm using a big chunk of the wand here, but I'm very, very gentle, so I'm not dragging. Dragging down creates collagenase. Collagenase is an enzyme that actually breaks down collagen. We really want to avoid that. So all the way across and down, all the way across and down to the lymphatic portal 3 times. And then on step 10, or I'm sorry, step 5, it's 10 times on underneath the eye and above the eye. But we don't want to put the tip of the wand on the eyelid because it'll be really hard not to control the pressure. So with controlling the pressure, I'm resting it on my cheekbone and I'm going across 10 times and then down and then above. And this isn't, you don't need to get it super low to the eyelid. This is usually where we get really heavy, 10 times and down, and you want to do that on both sides, 10 times and down, okay? Now on the last step on the lymphatic drainage, what you're doing is you're going across the forehead. So I'm starting in the center of the forehead and I'm working from the eyebrow up into the hairline and down 3 times on both sides, all the way up, and then on each side, okay? And the 9-minute video will really have, like, you know, some of these I won't do the whole 10 times or the whole 3 times, but you'll see that on the video. I want to make sure on this particular webinar that we're getting pressure and the tip of the wand. And with the 9-minute, I want to make sure I moved through it so you don't have to put up with me talking through the whole process when you're trying to just learn how to do the protocol. So now we're moving into the lengthening and lifting area on your second page. And so this is 7. This is a part where you do want to put more pressure. So you want to put pressure, and what's important about this part right here is that you want to make sure you're far enough back and starting far enough down. So you really want to be able to start in the scalene area right here and lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. So I'm using a good part of the wand, but because I'm using a lot of pressure, I don't want to do over the front of my throat. So when I do that and I come right into the center, I'm going to put my hand on my throat for protection, but I do want to make sure that I get this little thing underneath my chin as well. And then when I get past that, making sure that I'm starting low enough on the scalenes, high enough on the jawline, and going all the way back where this SCM attaches to the back here. And then you're doing that three times. Now, when you move on to step 8, what's important about this is 2 things. One is that this is the area that I'm gonna make a face that you can see why most people get a lot of creping and inflammation and lines through here is because we often will purse our lips. And you can see when we make faces like that over and over and over and over again, there's nothing that really counters that to stop it from staying there, if you will, when we start losing collagen and elastin and things like that. So we want to make sure that we're countering those. It's, for me, it's especially my forehead as well as right here. So on this side, if you tend towards more of the wrinkling through here, and you've lost some elastin, and I'll show you what that looks like on some photos. You want to be able to anchor your skin so that you're not dragging it down, and like that, and across back and forth 3 times. The puppy opened the curtain. Hold on 1 second. Okay. You want to make sure that you're not dragging, but this is a really tight muscle, so you want to make sure that you're going out through the fan right here as well. Okay, and so the other part is around the lips right here, right? So that's like the smoker's line, whether you smoke or not. It's the creases from pursing our lips, from drinking, from kissing, from talking. And so this muscle around our mouth becomes really tight as well. And we get a lot of lines down like this. So with the wand, we want to make sure that we're working those muscles, like kind of like massage, right? If you're getting a massage, you want to work those out. And you might feel a bump, 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 bump where those muscles are really tight. You're not going to get it done all in one time. So don't hurt yourself. And no bruising. If it's a little bit red, the red should go away within minutes. So make sure you're not trying to overdo it or do it all at, one time. So being able to go across on the top, you can do that 10 times. And then the next step is more, it's not a pressure one, it's more for cellular memory. So when I create it with the frequencies, it's about, what we want our face to do. And sometimes what happens is that as we start aging and we start losing all of that cellular memory, or if we have some traumas and things like that we're frowning a lot, it pulls the mouth down and it creates a lot of swelling through here. So after we've loosened, very gently, 10 times on each side, you want to just kind of sweep around. And that's kind of just saying to your body, hey, this is what we want you to do, not down, up. You can really see that in the difference. And I'll show you some pictures for that too. So next step is the part where we're actually getting the lifting. Now, there's no cheating on the time on these. This is a process where you're holding for 10 seconds on each one. And there's 4 different lines. The line from the lip to the corner of the eye, the pupil, the outside corner of the eye, and the bridge of that cheekbone. So on this one, you're sliding and holding for 10 seconds. So I'm lifting, and by now you've got good absorption of your cream. So you're lifting and holding for 10 seconds, lifting and holding for 10 seconds. Now our body is used to really pulling that down. So you might not be able to get a good lift right away. It might take a couple of weeks to be able to get that lift, but you want to make sure that you're working that so that if you do slip over, it just come back and just stop where your body will allow you. You don't want to force it past where it will naturally go. So on that hold for the 10 seconds, you just lift, hold, and then coming to the outside bridge, lift, hold for 10 seconds, and then you do that on each side. So you're doing 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then we're going to move to the next step, which is on the outside of the ear. So that's 11, and you can see that it is more right in front of the ear. So you're going from the jawline up, and this one is even less tissue, so it's even harder to hold up, but you're going to hold for 10 seconds and then sweep into the hairline. Hold, there we go, hold, and then sweep into the hairline where that fans out. So you're holding that for 10 seconds on 10 seconds here, and then finishing with a sweep. So with the next step on 12, we're working through the forehead. And this is an area where I definitely use my forehead a lot for expression. I'm pretty sure I would have craters if I weren't doing the Tru Energy. So with this one, you're lengthening this muscle. This is a muscle that becomes really contracted. It also will pull the eyebrows and separate the muscle that does the eyebrow from the forehead. So lengthening, making sure you're going from the eyebrow all the way into the hairline. Okay, all the way across like this. And you're going to do that 3 times, all the way across, all the way across. Okay. And then on step 13, you're doing several different things, 2 areas, the eyes and between the eyes. Between the eyes, this is where we crunch like this, and you can see that pulls the eyebrow as well. So you want to go up and down between the eyebrows. So not just in the center, because that muscle fans out like this. So you want to go up and down, and I'm using the tip of the wand on that edge, and up and down, up and down. And I usually, you can count to 10 seconds. And now you want to go on the second part of that step 13, where you do not want to grab a hold of the eyelid. This is really at that more above the cheekbone. So you're going from the inside corner, or from the nose, below the eyelid, that lower eyelid, and holding for 3 seconds. And you're doing that 10 times. And then you're coming to the eyebrow, and you're literally coming from the nose and lifting the eyebrow. Now this is another place, because this is a muscle that gets really tight, this is another place that will just pop over. So if you pop over and you can't get it, don't worry about it. It will come with time. Just make sure that you're getting the most lift that you can right there. So if you're doing this, but you're not pushing that, you're not quite getting enough. You really want to be able to work that so that it's not pulling down. So it's lift, hold for 3. Lift, hold for 3, making sure you're starting in enough. Lift, hold for 3, okay? Now, the last part is the serum. So the serum is, it's kind of hard to show you how much on the serum, but generally one pump is enough. And when your skin is super dehydrated, sometimes you need a pump and a half. If you're using it on your neck, for sure, you want to make sure that you have enough to be able to get that repair on your neck as well. And I'll actually show you some pictures of a chest repair. This is another thing that people miss when they're doing the creams and the serum, is around the lips, in front of the eyes, and the ears, in front of the eyes, in front of the ears, and the earlobe. Now that last step, 14, is more like a flicking. So like an artist, you're actually painting, and you're lift, 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 and then working your way across, lift, 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 and then working your way over that jawline. And this is the part where I always say, oh my gosh, I love the way this feels, because I feel like when I do my cheeks right here, and I'm flicking just like a lift, 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 and that serum absorbs while I'm doing that. It just feels like my face pops, and I've got this really nice kind of open feeling. I've had, some customers call it the fixative, but it's definitely one of the favorites. It's high concentration it's highly concentrated. Being clear, there's no creams in it at all, just pure ingredients. So that is the whole protocol. So, so there are a lot of different frequencies in the wand. The ones that most people are interested in, the ones that are collagen repair and elastin repair and things like that. Also, I do different frequencies for balancing the meridians on the face, because the face has all of the meridians either begin or end. We're touching a lot of meridians on the face. When you stimulate a meridian, it stimulates the entire body. And so there's a lot. There's, helping for DNA and cell integrity and things like that. And helping to let the cells detoxing as it should, and potentiating the process. And it's proprietary for sure. So let's go ahead and look at some before and afters. I did have someone who wanted me to go over some of the areas. The pictures were a little too far away, so sometimes when I zoom in, they're a little bit harder to see. But these are kind of typical pictures that people would send in for their before photos. These are the ones that kind of give me an opportunity to go, okay, I can see some areas that people want to work on. This line right here is an area that most people are not even aware of, but that particular line is just how the difference between, let me just stop screen share for a second, the difference between the angle of the face on youthful and that process where we're losing elastin and our face falls, if you will. So the angle of the face should really be the widest right across the bridge of the nose, and the narrower, and then narrowing into the jawline. Even if you have a really big square jawline, there's still that somewhat of an angle where you're broader across here. As we age, what happens is that we lose the apple, this gets flat, this starts to fall. Now all of our lines are kind of going downward instead of upward. So this is upward, and the aging process creates this downward. So we get thick and heavy through here, and that's this losing the jawline and getting this pouchy thing right here, and losing the apple, so getting flat here. Now our face becomes more square when we really start losing that line. So let me go back to the screen share and show you. So just let's talk about some before and afters here. So what's really important is that if you take before and after photos and you call Cindy in about 3 weeks, 5 weeks, a week, whatever, and say, I don't know if I see a difference. If you took before photos and you send us the after photos, this is a lot of what we see, is because this person might have just been still saying, well, my eyelids are still sitting down on my upper eyelid, still sitting on my eyelid, that lower part of the eyelid. But this is the process, is that it's going to take time. This is only 3 weeks, right? Look how much of her eyelid is sitting on her eye, to the point where it touches her eyelashes. She still has that, but look at the lift through here, where it's starting to really, really pop up, right? And then overall, you look at her eyes and you think, oh my gosh, she looks so much brighter and more open. And I think that's the thing, is the eyes get more open. Instead of the skin kind of sagging down here, it opens up and it goes across. These are all just like multiple little things that come together to have people be able to say, oh my gosh, you look like you're refreshed, or did you go on vacation? Or when you look in the mirror, even more importantly, and think to myself, oh, I look rested, instead of looking in the mirror and going, oh my gosh, I look tired. I've had people who go, I don't want to go have coffee with my friends because I feel like I look so terrible. That's my mission. My mission is to have people feel like they look and feel able to go out into the world at any age, and it's about aging gracefully, not anti-aging. Aging is inevitable, but if you can go out and you can even look in the mirror and think, I don't need makeup today, and things like that. I mean, I couldn't imagine going out of the house at 49 without makeup. I'm going into 60, and I rarely wear makeup now. So that's that whole, how do we feel about ourselves? Really important, right? So this is, changes the skin integrity. This is a question I get a lot, is that, so this is really a good example of a lot of dead skin buildup, where her skin is really dull, very porous. And then of course with the Tru Energy, you're going to get that lightening and evening the skin tone out. So you can totally see where her skin is really evening out. The acne, because the cleanser and the day cream are fantastic for acne, with the clinical trial results showing fantastic decrease in the bacteria causing acne. And then on the structural component, which of course you're not going to get from any skincare line, is this jawline. The return of this jawline is fantastic. As well as you can really see the youthfulness in her mouth right here. This is where I was talking about, not as obvious with her, is this little puffiness around her mouth right here, and the tightness between her lower lip and her chin. So you can see the lengthening of her chin from the lip, and the less inflammation. So it's just overall softer, right? Popping of the cheek, you can see the flatness here, and that's popping right back up. So all those add up. This is the chest repair. This is skin repair that most people would have thought that they had to do laser for. I've had one customer who did do the laser and had terrible scarring and damage. I'm really, really anxious to see how she's doing with the Tru Energy, using that on her chest to get this repair. This is unheard of, but it's clearly, amazing difference. And then, again, jawline, skin integrity. These are not really clear pictures. Let's do, this is an area where someone might say, like, I actually put this one on, I don't know, on something social media, and someone said, I don't see a difference. And I was like, okay, well, some people went, wow, I see a huge difference, but it's hard to see a difference if you don't know what you're looking at, or you're not familiar at looking at photos. So let me point out a couple of areas. One is look under her eye, where she has definitely the decrease in hydration and aging and puffiness from just the lack of it, of skin cell integrity. And then again, it's this flatness right here that we lose the apple, and the apple starts to fall. The apple starts to fall from the cheek. And then look right here where she's, where it's really kind of all falling into this line, Marietta line, that comes all the way down like this. And then look at right through here where it's completely lifted. Look in this area right here where we can totally see a difference there. And then of course the jawline, where she's got no jawline that you can really see right here, but now you can see it starting to come up. Now this particular person wanted to do more than 30 days. She was looking for more results, and she did get those for sure, but you can totally see the change in at her neck as well. Okay, so this is only 2 weeks. This is again where someone said, I don't know if I see a difference. So this was an easy one to kind of grab for multiple reasons, is that tightening between the chin and the lip where it creates this crease is significantly decreased, as well as her skin integrity is hugely different, where she's got the sagging and the creping, and now she's starting to get some repair after only 2 weeks, which is also unheard of, right? Dr. Pugliese said, collagen and it doesn't start to rejuvenate until at least 45 days. At 30 days, we had a 25% increase in collagen production. This is huge, 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 right? Okay, so here's where we were talking about the different lines of the face. Even though she's got this beautiful woman with a great jawline and cheekbones, you can see her face is squarer on this side than it is on this side. This is where she's a little bit flatter here, so she starts getting the pop, getting the cheekbone defined, and the jawline coming back, and of course the eyebrows lifting, where you can see the eye is more open. And this woman actually, collagen and has had Botox, and she's still able to get results in just a short period of time, 2 weeks with a protocol. So this again is someone who wasn't sure that they were seeing a difference yet, but you can see that it's getting significantly better. This is only, again, 2 weeks, where you can really see the change in the lift on that eyebrow. And this is 6 days, where you can start seeing the difference on her jawline as well. And you can actually see that heaviness through here that we're talking about really decreasing. All right, let's go ahead and stop the screen share. Okay, so now I'm getting some questions, right?
Well, we had one from Greg wanting to know which is more important, the wand or the creams. And I had answered to some degree, but I wanted to make sure that you went in and put your spin on it.
Okay.
The professional.
Yeah, for sure. Now that's a good answer. The one acupressure device hits the poison. Yeah. So yeah. That's a really hard one to go. Which one is more important? And I think this is a thing. If you're 25, the skincare, right? If you're wanting to do some lifting and lengthening, you're not going to get the results from just the skincare alone. You need the protocol with the wand, where you're actually using those the actual motions and the frequencies to lengthen and lift, like you mentioned, Cindy. And the other thing is too is that between the product, the ingredients in the Tru Energy, the bead and the wand that are designed to work together to potentiate everything, it's a full system. So initially it's important to do the whole system. As you go, your maintenance is the skincare and your ability to use the wand when you need it. So it's kind of like, in a process, it's the combination the tool is, everybody should have their tools to be able to age gracefully, right? And then the skincare, which is, that's your new long-term, this is the skincare I use because, I've been using it for 10 years and I know that my skin is getting the nutrition and the hydration and the repair that it needs. And I'm going to make sure that I use, so that's the, the skincare where you're actually getting super active ingredients. Periodically I'll make some minor changes in, like in adding, an ingredient or, that's maybe new in the natural skincare market. So yeah, kind of that combination.
Claire says, I have a huge thyroid goiter and a lot of thyroid nodules. Can I still take the wand on the front of the neck and for the lymphatic drainage without causing the goiter to grow?
Yeah. So, okay. First of all, you should ask your doctor, if a manual stimulation on that is going to be an issue. However, from my perspective and being, I've been in practice for over 30 years, that's why when we do our disclaimer that we're really careful to say, you might hear Kathy say something that's very clinical because that's what I've done for 30 years. And the way I look at the concept of energy and frequencies is that you've either got negative energy or bad energy or good energy. And the good energy helps to raise your overall vibrational frequency where you're increasing your vitality and your body's ability to heal itself, or you're giving your body bad energy like EMFs, like electromagnetic, like cell phones and towers and, all the pollutants that we have. And that's going to stress your system, especially for things like, thyroid, which is a really sensitive gland. So if anything, I would think, and I might say, say for, one of my patients that I would be gentle over the area, but I would not worry that it was going to make it worse. And I'd be very curious to have some before and after photos to see what your improvement might be. Again, consult your physician.
We also want to know, is the puffiness in the face, will this protocol and the products help the puffiness in the face?
That's the lymphatic drainage. So puffiness in the face is a buildup of toxins. And, unlike our body where walking pumps the lymphatic system, that's not the case for the face. We don't really have a way of, detoxing the face. So a lot of times what happens is that we just get a huge buildup. We get puffy on our cheeks, puffy on our under our eyes, puffy on our neck. And so doing those first six steps of the protocol help to do the lymphatic drainage. That's where I can see the fastest results is right there. The lymphatic drainage is the first thing that changes that puffiness in the face because it's so quick. You'll find, like right now when I did the lymphatic drainage, I don't need to swallow it all. But if, when you first start, you'll find that you sniff and swallow because you're just draining a lot. If you have a cold and you use the lymphatic part of the drainage, that's really helpful for, getting rid of that congestion.
Is there a better time of day to do the protocol?
So that's going to be preference. The preference is for me, I like to do it at night. I feel like in the morning it's go, go, go. And I think that that's one of those things that it's more like a personal preference. I also know that on the nighttime, it's just a little bit more slip than the daytime. So it seems it's designed more to work with the protocol, but the daytime cream works as well. If that's your best time.
What do you recommend for spot treatments on the face and neck? For instance, I had a couple of spots there flare up and then go away within the first 2 weeks.
So spots like acne. So there's a little bit of detox that can happen as well. Sometimes people, depending on how clogged the pores are, how toxic our skin is, how whether we've used scrubs or not, just general, sometimes I think and I'm going way back, but I think I really do, even on a personal level, recall some acne coming out that's more, it doesn't look like acne it looks a little like acne, but it doesn't feel like acne as far as like it being painful, but there's imperfections underneath the skin and they do work their way out. But this is the thing, the cleanser with that enzyme, what I usually do if I do have a spot that needs to heal a little bit more, or if you have like an area that's like a spot, you take a tiny, that's even too much, but I wanted you to be able to see it, tiny bit of the cleanser, and then you just tap it on and leave it. You can't see it, but it's still wet. I'm not rubbing it. The enzymes in this are fantastic. So you can just do spots like that, and you'll do that right before you go to bed. So you'll do your whole protocol. You'll have the step 14 with the serum, and then just take a tiny bit of the cleanser on after all of that and just get those spots. And I've had people say that they've gone away overnight. I've seen that they have gone away really, really quickly. In the rare occasion that I actually do have acne, like some kind of a pimple or something like that.
I think we've gotten all of the questions that have came up.
Okay.
We've gotten all of them taken care of.
Okay.
I want to remind everybody that when you sign up for the VIP, subscription, which is a phenomenal deal where you would get all 5 of the products for $179, and you have them delivered to your home at your convenience when you want to schedule them, which is really a phenomenal sale. Also, if you do decide to sign up for the VIP, I'd like to let you know that I personally am more than happy to help you take care of your account. You do have the option of going online and fixing up your own account so that you have complete control over your shipments, but some people have few little issues with it, and I do not mind at all. I can get it taken care of for you with no problem.
So like Cindy was saying, lowest price ever, right? Or, at any point in time, you'll get the lowest price right now. That's $179 for the 5-piece set. And we just had a sale for VIPs first. They got a bigger discount than everybody else did. They see it fast before everybody else did. When, I come out with new products, they're the ones who have first hit at those, especially if I only make a few hundred, just to kind of see, hey, do you like the scent? Do you like the texture? Do you like, just to kind of get a feel for how people feel about it. And then the other is there's no charge to sign up. I have not always been a big fan of any type of an auto order, because I've always liked to be able to control it myself. And the other is because I just always felt like it was impossible to cancel or change it or set it to the date I want it. So that was really important for Cindy and I is that we want you to have the best possible price, but we also want to make sure that it is easy. I would do this auto ship for sure. And like Cindy said, you call or email her. We send out an email 2 days before it actually is even going to charge your card and ship, and it says right on it, if you want to change this auto ship, call this number or email this, do this email, and it will go to, it'll change. Cindy will handle that for you. And then we also have advanced seminars. We have advanced seminars the second Wednesday of every month. I do before and after photos that people have sent in, where we can do some spot checking and tweaking of the protocol, as well as I usually have some pearl about ingredients or skincare, or just what's new on the market, things like that. So I definitely hope to see y'all at that as well. Okay. And Cindy, I think that looks like all of the questions, right?
I think we've got them all taken care of. But once again, like you said, the monthly webinars, you've got more questions or more concerns, boy, that's what you need to do, is join those monthly webinars. It's easy. It doesn't cost a thing. And definitely send in your before and after photos.
Yes.
It's really, really fun to look at and to watch, so that you can see the difference.
Yeah. So when you take your photos, straight on, 45, I want to see the jawline. So 45, make sure you turn your whole body and look straight ahead. And then 90, make sure it's not too far back, but about 90, where you know we're getting a good profile. So just and then on both sides, and then make sure that you've got good light on your face, not super bright, but good light on your face. There's not a lot of shadowing. Take as many as you want, send in as many as you want, because we'll try to match them the best we can. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you on an advanced webinar or another basic webinar. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Stay true.